Today we're going to talk about how do you determine how much water is coming out of the end of a spigot. And it's super easy, anybody can do it, but the first thing you're going to need is a bucket. Now, we're going to use a bucket that has measurements marked on the side, but you can just use a regular old 5-gallon bucket. Whatever volume that you have will work. The next thing we're going to use is our cell phone with the good old stopwatch and our hose. So we can see that we're already kind of chugging out. Let's go ahead and figure out how much water is actively coming into this system. To start, what we're going to do is we're going to take our stopwatch, so our cell phone. We'll take our hose, we'll go ahead, put it in the bucket, and start the stopwatch. Now, what we're looking for is down here to see that it says 1 gallon. So we're going to let this run for as long as it takes to get 1 gallon of water. From there, we're going to do a little bit of math. And then after we do this, we'll talk a little bit about why is this important and why do you want to do this sort of test. Now, this particular well is not discharging super fast, which is why we see that the water's coming out pretty slow. It's about 1 gallon of water, which is normal, but sometimes you get some wells that are a little bit better than that. The only way you can tell what your yield is by running it for a little bit and doing this test. So as you can see, we're getting close to the 1 gallon mark. Give it a few more seconds. And boom. So we can see that we're at about 50 seconds for the fill. Now that we have our volume, what we're going to do is we're going to take our cell phone, we're going to do 60 seconds divided by 50 seconds, and we see that we have 1.2 gallons per minute. So where are we getting those numbers? When we're filling up the bucket, we have a known volume, so that's 1 gallon. We're trying to find out our equivalent discharge rate, so gallons per minute. So we run our stopwatch. We got 50 seconds. 50 seconds, we produced 1 gallon per minute, meaning the 60 number comes from basically the amount that's in a minute. We divide that by the number received, and that will give us the volume of discharge, which is 1.2. If we're using a 5-gallon bucket, which we could do, we're just not doing in this particular case since it's a slow yield. We don't want to have to sit here for 3 minutes while it fills up. You run it all the way to the top, you do your math, and you multiply by 5. Multiplying by 5 will give you your equivalent of 5 gallons per minute. Is this something that's super hard? No, anybody can do it. Why do you want to do it though? Is because let's say you're filling up a hot tub. You know that that hot tub is 400 gallons per minute. Maybe you're hungry and you want to go make something to eat. You know that if you calculate out how much water that hose is discharging, you can do the math to figure out how long it's going to take to fill up that hot tub. Alternatively, maybe if you're trying to figure out the yield of a well, like I am, you can use the same concept to figure out what the discharge rate is, the recovery rate of that particular well is. It's also important to be able to do this calculation in case you're introducing water into something. Let's say you're testing out a septic system and you want to know how much water you put into the drain fields. The only way you're going to know for sure is to take a bucket and a stopwatch, just like we did, to figure out how much water is going in there. This is designed to be a really, really quick video to show you how easy it is to calculate the volume of discharge that you have for your hose or whatever type of liquid that you're pumping. Super simple. What you need is stopwatch, known volume, and a hose. You run it, time it, do some basic math, and you'll immediately have your answer. Let me know below, have you ever had to do this before for your property? Maybe you've had some kind of mystery liquid that you've had to do this with. I don't know. Let me know. Until next time, guys.